Hello, welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to be learning the extrude boss feature right here. So one thing I forgot to mention in the last lecture is the next lecture is going to be building on the previous lecture because we are modeling this valve body. So please save your files as you go in some project folder on your computer, and you can name it what you want. I have named this body the check body. This model we are currently working on, I've named it the check body, and I've saved it somewhere on my computer, my desktop, in the check valve folder. So please save your work as we go. So once you've done that, so let's continue. So on the right plane of this valve, we are on the right plane, so you want to click on the front plane of this valve. You want to click sketch and go normal 2. So now we want to draw a circle from this line, and as you can see, everything I'm constructing it from the origin point. Like I said, it's easier to construct everything from the origin point because it makes your sketch and your model fully defined. So we're going to give this a 38 diameter, something like that. So now we are going to go back in the feature and extrude. So there are different type of extrude. This extrude is extrude through all, meaning it's going to extrude through all the part. The next one is extrude through vertex. A vertex is a point. So if you have a point anywhere on your model, you can click the point. It's going to extrude it to that point. So up to surface is the same thing. If you have a surface, if you click that surface, you can, as you can see, it's extruding to that surface. And offset from surface will be the same thing. You'll be extruding to that surface, but then it's gonna be an offset from this surface. So let's say if this would say this extrude to this surface and is an offset from that surface, and I can increase my diameter and increase or decrease my diameter. And the next one is up to body, meaning if you have a body, it wouldn't work in this particular model we're working on, but if you have another body, you can extrude up to it. And the last one is the mid plane. That's the one we are going to be using. So the mid plane, what the mid plane does is it extrudes it in both directions. So we want to extrude our model in the mid plane, and our dimension is 90 degrees. Not 90 degrees, sorry, 90 millimeters. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong. 90 millimeters. So we want to extrude it 90 millimeters and click OK. So now you should have something like that. So next, what you want to do is click on the top plane and again click sketch, and you want to go normal 2. And now we want to draw a circle from the origin point out. Dimension that circle 38. Good. So now you want to click on your center rectangle and click the origin point again, drag it out, something like that. So you want to dimension this 23, and you want to dimension this line 66. Good. So you should have something like that. So the next thing you want to do is trim this off. So we're going to go to our trim tool, and I'm using closest trim tool. Let's trim tool. I'm using the closest trim to closest, and I want to trim this off, right? I want to trim that. I want to trim this, and I want to trim that. So you have something like that. Good. So the next thing you need to do is add our radius to it. So we're gonna click on the fillet and we want to add a radius of 8. The first radius is 8, so we add an 8 to the corners. So you just click on the point, or you can click on the 2 lines. So click on the point or the 2 lines. We click OK. So the next one, we want to add a radius of 15. So we change this number to 15, and we want to click this point, this point, this point, and this point, and we want to click OK. So our sketch is fully defined. It says fully defined over here. Let's click OK one more time. Our sketch is fully defined all around. So now we can move this so we see what we're working with, something like that. Then we want to go back to feature, extrude. This time we want to do blind. Blind is, you can pick blind, then you enter the dimensions do you want to extrude it to, the length. So in this one, we want to extrude it 37.5. So you should have something like that, 37.5. And you always want to make sure merge is checked, because look, if I uncheck merge and I extrude it and I click OK, now I have 2 different models. As you can see, this, my new extrude, is separate from this model we've been working on. So let's go back into that feature by right clicking on it and click edit feature. And now when I click the merge, it merges this extrude with this body, so everything is one solid piece. And we click OK, and now we should have something like that. Good. And the next thing we need to do is click on this face, this up face, and create a sketch on it. And we'll click normal too, so we are facing it. Now we want to draw another circle out, and let's make this circle 72. The dimension, the smart dimension 72. And good, everything should be fully defined. And now we want to extrude it blind. It's pointing down. Now we want to switch the direction down, and now we want to extrude it 12 millimeters. So you should have something like that. Make sure your merge is checked. The draft is just if you want to add an angle to it. Why? As you see when I click on the draft, I'm adding a 16-degree angle, and if I check this, the angle will be going out, and if I uncheck it, it's going in. So that's what the draft is. But we don't need a draft for this, so we're just gonna click 0 just to leave it like that, and we are extruding it down 12, and let's click OK. So good, you're doing pretty good. So we have something like this, and the last extrude we are going to be doing in this lesson is, let's click on the right plane and click sketch and go normal to. Let's draw a center rectangle again, something like that. Now let's add the smart dimension to fully define it. Let's make that 33, and let's make this 22. Good. So let's add a fillet to it as well. We add fillet. We change the radius to 3. We click on, make sure it's selected 3. Click on that corner, click on that corner, click that point, and let's click OK. So now we have our sketch is fully defined. So what we need to do is extrude our feature. We close the sketch, extrude, and now we want to do blind, and we want to extrude it 19.5. So you get something like that, and make sure your merge is checked and click OK. So now you have almost half of the valve done. Good job. And that is how you use the extrude feature. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.